Great, you are ready to start another lesson again, lesson 14 at this moment. And in this first video, I'm going to talk about the content of this lesson. And here we're going to look at the cost management. We're going to calculate the cost. We're going to identify the project budget. And we're also going to look at some earned value management parameters which are related to cost. First of all, we have our two videos, the content, that's what we are recording now, that's what you're watching now. Then we look at the learning outcomes, and then we're going to have a look at why is cost and budget, why is this so important? Why do we need these elements, and what will it do for us? The next thing is about identifying different project costs. What types of costs can we identify when we're talking about a project? We also will look at the ways how we will estimate the activity costs and the project costs. So from activities, and we can go to the project cost. We also have other ways to evaluate or to determine the cost of a project or of activities. Very important thing to understand is the difference between tangible, things we can touch, and intangible costs. We have different ways of identifying them, and it's important that you understand the difference between tangible and intangibles. Then we have different types of cost loading. When we talk about earned value management, in order to do it in an acceptable way, we must in fact consider what are the possible ways of loading costs, dividing the cost over the duration of an activity. And the idea is to have that cost allocation as realistic as possible, because we're going to use that information later to make assumptions, to calculate, in fact, how much our project will cost when it is completed. We're going to look at the time-phased budget, so we're going to calculate how much money do we need for executing, for working every period over the duration of the project. And then we're going to look at the cumulative budget. So we will find here the budget at completion, the total budget that we will spend or expect to spend to complete the project. We find the budget in different positions. We can find it in the early start position, the late start position, in the planned start position, and also we will look at the critical path position of the project. And then I will define the basic earned value parameters, and I will look into that later on when we will be looking at project follow-up. How are we going to use earned value management to estimate project completion and cost at completion? And also an important element is how do we link the project budget to the company budget? What will be our budget? How will we work with the project budget based on the money we receive from the organization? Then we look at the budgeting exercise, and we always start by creating the project schedule. We calculate the Gantt in early start, late start, and planned start positions. That's the first thing we do. Then we continue by adding the cost to the different activities, and we will find the time-based budget for this exercise, for this project. Then we calculate the cumulative budget, and once we know the cumulative budget for the early start, late start, and planned start positions, we can also describe and identify the critical path position of the project. Basically, the critical path position shows us how much flexibility we have on this project. And that's again the end of lesson 14, and you will be ready to start with lesson 15. So let's go now to the next video. We will be looking at the learning outcomes of lesson 14. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye bye.